Hey guys, what's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Well,
What are you doing here?
I just kind of wandered off drunkenly off the street. Do you guys
Oh,
have some
nice.
money?
No,
Anyways,
too bad
so
not.
Not on Saturdays.
I didn't check the audio before setting this up, so you guys from the chat let me know if I need to boost these guys up. So I guess first question, like, what do you guys think, just generally? You think the map striking? Did you enjoy it? Do you think it improved the games at all? I guess we'll
It
start.
gave it gave a bit of tactile side to the lobby.
I mean,
More than counter picking.
this is Sundstrom Cab.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you want to play on Paragon?
At
Like,
first we
did you
didn't.
come in?
We actually didn't because
Because
Oh,
we
you
think
mean the
that
time
Paragon.
the time we played on Paraton? Like we wanted to play on it, but otherwise we didn't.
no, Parrot is fun. It's just we wouldn't be comfortable playing on that map.
Because we were like, Paragon is probably one of your stronger maps, sort of your playstyle and all. So we wanted to ban it most often. And regarding the question, if you enjoyed, if it's enjoyable system, if you would enjoy playing on Paragon, we could have just banned it all the way through.
See, we were hoping you wouldn't ban Canyons because that is one of our strongest maps.
Fun thing, Paragon is one of our strong maps. It's probably it's probably our strongest map.
It was kind of like knowing what you would do. So we kind of wanted to ban Paraton in start because you probably bring mines and we wouldn't. And Paraton is probably the strongest mine map. So at the start,
Oh yeah, I
we were
was
like,
surprised really. Like Sputnik went away for a second, and then you banned Paragon. I was like, what do we do now? What else do we ban? They banned Paragon. What's our second ban?
Shouldn't we add Sputnik to this call as well?
I
Spud
think he
said
said
he
he
had to
wasn't
leave.
interested. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by how few mines you guys actually brought. It was only in that first Canyon game, right?
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
The fun fact: the strongest map of Keb and Sundstrom.
Maybe not Sunstrom. See, this is a weird thing about our team. Me and Sunstrom are playing such different environments that we usually have completely different strong maps. So when I say one map is strong for us, I usually mean our team.
Yeah. So basically, all the maps that are strong for you, Keb, is where the mobile is easily ram killed.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning of the stream, is
Really?
because
Nice.
Kebab was not in Skype yet. It was so Sundstrom did the map picks for Predator Island, and I wonder if he even talked with MightyKeb before he made the pick to ban Barrington, or if he just decided that on his own.
I'm gonna ban all your maps.
No, it was actually kept there because
Yeah.
we wanted to be rid of the mines, right? It was the mines that we were afraid of because you guys had your mine gunners, but we kind of didn't. So we kind of trying to get away from those.
Yeah, Canyon's nice and close, but Periton is just a bit too close.
Yeah.
All right, so is everybody here glad that Duel was not one of the maps to be played on? Is there anybody?
I was glad. I want to say that I was really glad I could ban Blackcliff all the way through. Even if you guys probably wouldn't have voted for it, I just wanted to ban it.
Yes.
Just didn't want.
We also had mutual feelings for it. I also bring up a point regarding like the teams that ban the maps. I think this event would have worked better with teams that have that would only run one or two styles, and we'll also be trying really hard to win. Because I told you at the start that we were just doing silly things all over the place for the sake of being silly. We ran a spawner on canyons. And then we had that thing with dunes with the Galleon.
Well, certainly, but it's like it's hard to throw like kind of a more complex system into like a real tournament, because then there are actually, more people trying, and it feels like this is the kind of thing that should be tested at least a little bit first before it's put into use, I think.
Yeah, it's just I don't think we've seen the true colors of the system yet, because both teams were sort of going in with some camaraderie. Yeah.
Some questionable builds from Daniel, perhaps.
Which one do you mean?
Hades Squid? I don't know.
Got you 2 kills. I mean.
No, I mean long range squid is the meta. I'm telling you. The
Harpoon
opponent
did
of
more.
road against every ship that is not Mobile, Galleon, Jungle.
Your Harpoon did more work than Hades that much.
Oh, speaking of that Dunes match we just saw, like, what was the deal? How could you guys not kill Chariot while he was retreating across the entirety of the map at 60%
The Mobile
health?
was missing. The Mobile missed. Like Mama didn't
There you
get,
go.
barely got below half health.
He
But it
won-
wasn't. I wasn't flying at a straight angle. I'm trying to talk in your gun experience. I wasn't flying in a straight angle away from them. I was kind of angled flying away sideways diagonally, while Keb was probably carrying forward to keep up with the Galleon.
You mean Musha?
And it's even worse. And so he kept at a distance because the engineers needed to repair the engines, and while motion the entire thing shakes. And then
also-
the enemy ship is not flying in a straight line, so it was probably really difficult to hit at all at that distance.
I
So
think
that's
I've
when
also
British came.
I think I've also made a major mistake by just going high and giving you free mark cards. And then partially blocking the view of Armagla too.
Well,
Yeah,
also
I think
the
it's
thing,
almost.
you know, I had
If-
to burn trying to chase, like, catch up to you, and
How much damage did you take from the Hades Mercury?
Like I was like 50 or 40% by the time we reached the end of the map. It was great. If that was a real match, I wouldn't have done that. I just wanted to see how it worked.
Well, and I liked also that Spud spawned in and then immediately ran away from where the Chariot was going, but then realized that Predator Island was never going to actually kill you, so...
Yeah, I was talking to Spud and was like, did you really just spawn on the other side of the map? Are you really running away from me? And I was like, no, they're never going to kill me, come back. And he was like, no, yeah, sure. Then he killed him open level. I was almost about to die. That was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Oh, that last one though, that last kill in the middle. Oh man.
That was a
that was quite silly.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the Mobile was going to out to me vertically, so I started flying forward and was kind of just drifting forward, and still the acceleration of the power medium was not enough to fly from drifting forward to full speed backwards. It couldn't do
yeah,
it.
that hurts sometimes. Please, Bob Pyra.
Could have
Bring
probably
back-
killed a Galleon then, actually.
Revert to Black Tuesday. Bring back Parmigian. Hashtag.
Like, and did you think we would go for Dunes at all?
Well, since we did say that you would strike Dunes, I guess maybe you did it just to spite us. Who knows? I do not enjoy Dunes. I think it's a horrible map.
Yeah,
yeah.
why did you guys do
No,
that to
no,
us? What's the deal? Just to prove you can? Just to make a point?
I don't know. I think it was you and me talked a bit about Dunes, and then that
I
was probably the primary
personally,
reason why I took it, because me some of win on Dunes.
I personally think that Dunes is a lesser evil compared to a map like Fernfeld, which I'm glad didn't get picked at all for the entirety of the tournament.
I mean, you could ban it always, but then you cannot ban every other map.
Yeah, but like you guys weren't interested in picking it either.
Well, also, we didn't see any Blackcliff
Didn't
either.
go.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad for that.
Didn't seem like anyone wanted Blackcliff. I'm kind of fine with Blackcliff, but the games tend to drag on that map more than
Yeah,
on Dunes
I think
nowadays.
both of the teams had decently well-rounded map choices, as well as we also shared a few common maps we didn't want to play. Whereas this setting would show its colors much better if it was just like two teams with very different styles and very different preferences. Like say you put the full Team Predator team against Skyborne, and you just
Yeah,
watch the
that-
picks go.
That was what I was.
If it would be like depend on like on crew I had too. If it was like Skyborne against Predator.
Yeah.
Because like example, like if I did have the people in the clan that the good people with the people that are good with my launches, that would probably let us go Puritan or Canyon, for example.
Alright, now not to perma ban Paladin. Easy.
So,
We're going to go with Dunes always.
alright, so I've got some follow-up questions on the rule set itself. How do you feel about having the starter map pool and then some additional choices for counter picking? Do you think that works well? Having like a less the idea being that there would be less long range maps in the starter pool that would be more balanced, because I feel like there are, like, when you consider the entire map pool of the game, like there are a lot more maps that favor defensive play when you're talking about Fernfield, Blackcliff, Dunes, even like Canyon a little bit. Do you think that works well?
I like it. I think it's fine the way it is. It's not very unlikely that the map pool will get any additions or overhauls to it anytime soon. So
I mean,
it's fine the way it is.
You know, as the second question here is, do you think there should be any maps maybe moved, like swapped from the counter picking to the starter pool, or if there are any maps that should be added, and so we can maybe put in some Skyball if you guys would you duel it ball?
Maybe not Skyball. Maybe like Labyrinth.
Ball ambush.
You could even try.
Jesus.
Or what my actual question is like, would we want to say switch Blackcliff with Fernfield, or Dunes, so Dunes would be in the starter pool, or something along those lines? Is there any change you guys would want to make to the map pool?
I think it's perfect. I mean, Blackcliff could maybe be moved down with the rest, but that would be too much. And for it to work, you'd have to swap out one of those two maps in the counter pick pool. And I don't want any of those maps going back in the main pool anyway. So
I think we need a minimum of 5 maps in the starter pool.
I felt like that with the initiate striking of the first match, like before the first match, that there would most often just be this is too often the same maps. I just felt like that if we were serious, we would always end up with Canyon or Fields.
Right.
But then you switch Fields.
I think that's just more a case of both teams disliking the same maps and being comfortable with the similar maps in turn.
I mean, I think that's kind of the idea, because like the problem that's trying to be solved here is that the way competitive play has been, the maps are completely random, and they have a large impact on how the matches play out. And that just seems kind of bad to have such a large random factor deciding matches. So I think even if like we see some of the maps a little more often, the reason for that is that those are like the maps that are kind of more in the middle, that are more balanced, that more people want to actually play on. So I think that makes sense. There could also be an additional rule. A couple people brought this up in the chat actually, where the same map wouldn't be able to be played twice in the same set. So like if Canyon was played for the first game, then the team would not be able to, for the second game, would not be able to counterpick on Canyon, just to, prevent like 3 Canyon games in a row or something like that might get a little stale.
Yeah, I would like that.
Makes sense.
Because like when you have 7 maps and you can only strike 1, well, a lot of maps are similar. They will just pick another map that's similar to that. So if you strike Canyon, well, they will go for another close range map. What are you gonna do?
There's another option, which would be increasing the number of strikes for counter picks as well, to try to mitigate that problem. Like, let's say the team gets 2 strikes instead of 1 for the counter pick. That might make sense to kind of alleviate the issue you're talking about, where it's like, oh, well, I have 3 long-range defensive maps to pick from, and if you strike 1, it doesn't really make a difference. So that's something to consider, like 2 strikes for the counter pick.
But
Anyways,
then you could still end up with duplicate maps.
That's true.
And it's a question: do you want that?
So I guess what it really comes down to is, like, do you guys think this is a direction that as a community we should pursue and keep making changes to try to alleviate some of those issues? But do you think the map striking as a whole is beneficial to the competitive scene and something you would like to see in like SCS or something?
Not the best of 1 switch SCS, because in the best of 1 I feel like it takes too much time to get the striking going.
Maybe in the finals could be an option.
I didn't think it took that much time though. It felt pretty efficient. I do like the fact it takes away one of the random factors.
I mean, we've had 2 teams and we finished by the time a normal SCS would end.
But we played 5 games, and also I feel like there was maybe some issues with communication, like people not being ready at time, and that wasn't necessary. Like the strikes,
Or talking global shot.
Yeah, like I kind of agree with Sundstrom that I feel like the map striking itself went pretty quickly. It was just because, like, the main issue is that we have to do the map strike before we set up the lobby, so like we're not used to having that communication before we set that stuff up.
Yes, as soon as we got it going, it went only like faster and faster.
Yep.
So, would you guys want SCS to maybe move to a best of 3 format with map striking instead of the single elimination?
Best of 3 would make it way too long.
That would make it really long, yeah.
It would be changed
I
to
think
best of 3. It would be single elimination instead of the double bracket that it has now, which would kind of even it out, time-wise at least.
I mean, the whole point of best of 1 single double elimination is that teams would get a chance to play against another team instead of the top team twice, and then not have a chance to come back. So that's why they moved to that.
Well, let's see. Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I think it would still be worth trying to sneak this system into round robin, just in case, and the best of 5s when SCS doesn't get enough teams. Those formats seem a lot more compatible with the map picking system.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And for like say big brass like we had recently.
Like an actual tournament that goes.
Yeah, an actual. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, I think.
Right.
Speaking of which, I think this little event in general was way closer than the entire big brass combined. I just wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, the first initial matches were very close. It was very good, very nice to watch. Actually, all of them were really close. And I'm not sure if it's because you guys are on a pretty equal level, or because of the map banning.
Or because we both were not as serious as we normally would.
Yeah, I mean,
Galleon charging power media and it's 1 kilometer. Hashtag hate the speed on parody.
Double jump is on your.
I mean, I felt like the first matches
was
a bit more serious. Maybe.
So what you guys are saying is I should have put cash on the line. Is that it?
Yes.
Yep, definitely.
Without cash, you won't get me to play zero now. No, some matches I did try to play seriously. Like that double jump, I really tried to get
chips with competitive money. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, while I have you here, how? And if you don't mind me asking, how what did you guys do with the money? I'm just kind of curious because it's like, what is it? Is it $250 for first?
Oh man,
200 for first, I think. Yeah.
Let me tell you that once we get the money,
once we get contacted,
I will find an answer to yes.
Once we get asked to give them the crew list.
We have yet to figure out an AI name too.
Like I figured, like
we have some ideas, but
because dividing it up 8 ways doesn't make a whole lot of, or 8+ ways.
It was like $12.50 for someone, for per person for like, I think second.
Yeah, I had 10 people for my team.
I can't imagine this game going big and this game's prize pools if it went big in a parallel universe.
I mean, we're literally taking Lance Mood's funding away from the developers.
Well, like that's the reason that like cash prizes have never been a thing in Guns of Icarus, is because it's such a small community and you just have to divide it between so many people. It doesn't make any sense.
Even if it was like as big as like the leading esports, it would still not be very popular because the cash intake is way less than the others because of the 8-man rule.
And back to the map picking, I just want to note one thing. In each set, the teams are on the same side of the team. Like Team Red is always Team Red. Is there an idea to change that around?
I mean, that could certainly be done. I mean, like the most, I guess, straightforward way that would take like a slight extra amount of time would just be coin flipping in between each game to decide who's on which
But
side.
the loser even gets to pick which side to get the maximum advantage. Because maps are
I mean, it
similar.
does.
That could work as well.
Yeah, that might work.
But the thing is, you like it might be fine, but you do have to consider you don't want to give the losing team too much of an advantage as well. That's something to consider.
But I mean, like on Candy, you can still go long range even if you face off a brawling team. And the brawling team is like, well, they strike Parrot and let's go for Canyon. And now which side are you going to go for? If you're against, like, they will be in the blue spawn, which means they have the entire half of the map to snipe you down.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the spawn side certainly matters, like which map people would actually want to choose.
I don't even know the spawns on most map actually. To be honest, I just know
I think
Parrot,
that the
Canyon.
easiest solution to that problem would just be to swap it around after each match.
Yeah, I mean that's an option too. Although,
Yeah, but you go back to like the same thing where you have to consider where you spawn after you. Well, the way it goes now is you not only have to consider the map itself, but also the side you spawn in, because you're always going to be on the same team. Well, if you just make it rotate each round, then that's going to just add an extra layer to that decision making. Nothing will change. Like, oh, we lost some Periton while we were red. We're going to be blue next round. We're going to pick Canyons for that now.
Maybe what you could do is like give less striking options to the winning team, but let the winning team decide which side to spawn on.
Then they just always pick blue.
oh, I see.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So winning team would strike a map, losing team would pick the map, and then the winning team would pick the spawn. Like that?
Yeah.
That's
That'd be an option.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, it makes sense.
With the amount of maps that are available, then the losing team could still get an advantage, but the winning team would not lose the striking option.
I think we're
Which is
starting
complicated. You might as well just strike more maps and keep the spawn the
I
same.
think we're starting to border on the territory of overcomplicating it, but I think it's still probably good. We're just bordering that
I
line.
think it should be considered at least once if people want to implement this map picking system. It's which side.
Definitely before it.
We had the team color in mind when we picked the maps, like on some of the sets there, but
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know where we go from here. I mean, I'm probably not going to be organizing more events personally, but I'll make a case to the SES guys to see if maybe we can get map striking for the finals or for the like round robin events.
I think it would also work well with best of 5 when we only have 2 teams signed up.
Right.
yeah, definitely.
You guys don't happen to... I mean, nobody's, like, secretly planning any other big events, are they? Like Big Breast style?
Oh boy, would you? No,
Who knows?
Yeah.
No, nothing.
All right, well, maybe...
No, not really.
Well, maybe in November we can revisit it as well for the Big Brass 2 or whatever.
The
Cronus
Brass
League
Renaissance.
The Cox season 4. Anyone?
Oh, that season 2 needs to happen.
All right, so you guys, any final remarks before we close this out?
Yes, bias overpower the shit. Please no.
Shit.
Okay, Lasagna is apparently saying he's planning something.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Who's planning?
Lasagna.
In the
He's
chat?
just saying in Twitch chat. Yeah.
Right.
But
Nice.
not for a few months. Is it that thing you wanted to do like last year in August? I think it was.
You know, hey,
Lasagna.
all right, one more. We'll talk about one more thing before we actually do shut the chat down. So, MightyKeb and Sundstrom, I know you guys played in the Spire test yesterday afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Daniel,
Yeah.
you were not there, right?
No. But I'm just as smart as I know everything about it.
Okay. What do you guys think about their proposed changes, which is there's some like acceleration stuff, but it's primarily increasing the armor to 900 and the hull to 700 of the Spire. Do you think those changes fix the problems with the Spire?
No, I don't think so. Definitely not.
I have
It's still a very easy ship to disable, and Like as soon as the armor goes down on the ship right now, it just dies. It takes too long to repair it.
Well, it's going to be a nightmare for, say, pure kill ship builds like Metamidi in the fight, though. Still, because now it can survive buff Grease Gat if the armor's buffed.
I mean, it can compete in long range with these changes, but
yeah,
It's still
in
more.
brawling it matters if you get more disabled than the Spire does, and if you don't have enough disabled, the Spire has no watch and kills you.
my opinions are all over the place on it. They haven't been settled, so I'd rather not disclose them. But
I just want to see the world
at this point, yes. At this point, at this point, I'd just rather see it in game to see how it goes, and then go from there.
Yeah, let's complain when Muse fucks up, not give any feedback first.
Oh yeah, because if we suggest a different change, it'll take them 6 months to do the next Wild Week, right?
See,
but I mean, would you not enjoy a Spire meta for at least a year?
Well, the question is whether this actually
would be funny to have it like for at least a year.
Well, we had Mobula meta for at least a year.
At least 2 years, it's still going.
Mobula meta for the entire existence of the Mobula. Minus
I mean,
the
it's
first.
fine for facing guns, what are you gonna do? Well, what I find interesting though is that the Spire's vertical acceleration is almost the same level in the death up. It's almost the same level as the old Mobula vertical acceleration.
Yeah.
Which made their shape so fucking overpowered next to horizontal acceleration.
Yeah, but the difference with the Spire is that that only really compensates for the Spire's like super easy to hit profile, right?
Yeah.
With the Mobula is already pretty difficult to hit when it's standing still.
It is true. It's not even like it's close, but it's not even at that level anyway. So
what I can see is that the gun would fuck up a Spire in the future, but the Spire would absolutely wreck everything else.
If they fan the Spire's guns back to the old positions on DevApp, I'm just gonna run Brawl Spire and Fjords all day long.
Just charge them head on. You've enough armor. Just buff
with buff balloon against lumberjacks. They're never gonna hit that little ball moving around all the time.
Oh man, with a buff balloon and the Death Spire, you can probably spike people really easy.
Yeah, you can just bait people low and then hard drop, and no one will be able to follow you as long as you burn it hard enough.
Well, here's an idea. Something I was thinking about during the test. What if they just change the way the components are set up on the ship, like where they're positioned, to make it easier to repair? Because the way it is now, like one of the weaknesses of the Spire is it's just kind of like awkward, because you have the hole upstairs, the balloon's downstairs, and usually you have 2 engineers upstairs on both guns. So to repair the balloon, you have to have somebody drop all the way down and then take the stairs all the way back up. Like, what if they just moved the balloon back to where it was before, so both the balloon and the hole were upstairs and could be more like easily maintained? Do you think that would be a positive or significant change, or like wouldn't it be enough?
It would totally screw up certain pilots' equivalents, because some people have like a second engine on the bottom deck that just helps the gun above the gun, fix the gun, come spray and use the second gun.
To be honest, I personally think the DevApp Spire encourages double engineers up top anyway.
Well, and having the balloon upstairs means the pilot can also, whack it with a mallet or a pipe wrench every once in a while too, right?
But I mean, someone has got to chem spray over these components, and someone has to shoot.
No, I think the current state of the balloon remains to be a balancing factor for how actually hard to outright kill the Spire it is to kill the Spire in DevApp right now.
Maybe a real buff to the Spire would just have a lot of armor and encase the balloon completely in hole, like with the power.
Make it a Spiromedian.
Kind of like the Corsair.
Just take the power median and slap it where the Spire's balloon is, and then you have a Spire.
And you make it a ramming ship too.
Yes. The top would be a ramming ship. The bottom would easily be disabled, and the weak spawns.
So you fly into the Quacha barrage and just keep ramming until the enemy dies.
Yeah. That is essentially what the power median doesn't do, but the Spire should do.
All right. Well,
that's what I did today, actually.
Thank you guys for
just kept ramming.
Thank you guys for joining us all today and playing some. If nothing else, they were pretty exciting matches, even if maybe not taken totally seriously. Like most of the matches
Okay.
ended like extremely
Again.
closely.
Yeah.
And
Go, meta cactus. Meta cactus.
That was quite silly.
That's a theme
Still
song.
a squid.
Didn't want to take it, but my minion accidentally said meta cactus.
all right,
Had to take it.
thank everybody for watching today. And yeah, this has been
Yeah, it was
test
fun.
phase.
Oh man, let's do it again next week. How about I guess?
No.
We'll compulsively drive Rose back into making events.
Just keep
just one more
organizing
week.
this.
Just one more week.
You can't. I'd almost escaped. You can't. I was just out and you brought me back in. What's the thing the
Come on,
comps
man.
say, right?
I need my fix.
I was 1 week away from retirement, and all right. See,
You always come back after retirement. Sorry.
yeah, I guess I have a problem. I have a sickness.
You could just start like a counter SCS Saturday community skirmish.
Oh no, I don't have it in me to run
Do it.
counter
We'll
events.
join.
Oh man, have you guys heard of the Saturday Box Social? Let's bring
Buck
that back.
Social Season 2. Dude,
Okay,
it's
that's
just for the
fair.
satire.
I'll run it at Chaos Skirmish time too. It'll be whatever 6 p.m. If you guys
I'll
want
not attend.
a real event
6.
with map striking, god damn it, the way this game was intended to be played.
Yeah.
Cash prizes.
All right.
If you bring out
$10.
cash prizes, you can probably make every EU team, which is like the majority of the teams, play that late.
Yeah, I'll have cash prizes, but the money's gonna have my face on it, and it came out of an inkjet printer, so I'm not sure how much use
I
it'll
will
be for
take
you.
it.
Maybe at
Okay,
least we'll
super
get it,
serious.
right? That'd be cool. Shit.
I'm going to get us Österlas to watch me.
All right. Actually shutting down the stream now. Again, thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll maybe see some of you someday in the future, indeterminately, but no guarantees.